surprised they didn't eat all that pollen patty yet. I'll probably scrape that off. I don't know that they're getting a lot of pollen. Naturally, goldenrod is all over the place. It's a great time. I'm going to walk over a little closer so you don't have to zoom in so far. Okay. So this is an absolutely gorgeous frame. That top part, you can see how it's capped. That's all capped honey. Underneath that, it looks like it's full of black liquid. That's the nectar that they're bringing in that is not quite honey yet. They're probably close to capping the whole thing. And then I'm going to use, then you see down here, there's cells that have that orange. That's pollen that they're bringing in. A couple right here, there must be larvae in there. That's a different kind of capping. So that's larva. Let's see if we can see the queen here. You want to look quickly because you don't want to leave them out. It's cooler out here than it is. They're disrupted. But you also don't want to be rushed. I mean, it's a really cool thing. Let's check out this other side. Okay, so this other side, they're doing a great job pulling out that comb. The top part is capped honey. There's a bee right there with bright orange legs. He's got a whole bunch of goldenrod. Alright, let's go ahead and get this one back in there. So we'll put him directly back in, but all the way towards the edge. Let's continue. Now we're going to take 10 more frames and I'm going to go ahead and give them to them. We'll put them in that box that we took off, that empty box. Now let me show you, if you don't have that frame grabber, this is the way I'm more used to doing it. Just nice and slow. You don't want to squish anybody. Okay, now we can look at a few different things here. So when you get it up like this, you turn it. Basically, you don't want to flip them upside down. Okay? Now come up and look over my shoulder here. And tell me, can you see that well?
They look like little bugs, but yeah.
So this frame, except for the bottom right corner and the bottom tiny bit of the left corner, this is all brood. Brood meaning the queen laid an egg in there, and actually some are actually emerging out of it. So there's very little honey. This is where all the new bees are going to come from. We're going to tip it over and look on this side. So here we have regular cells and a couple drone cells. A drone is the male bee. We've got some with honey in it, some with pollen in it. It's very easy to look at a whole frame and just see bees and glance over the queen. The queen, a lot of times, as soon as you flip it over, she'll go on the other side. She's very elusive. I understand having a fear, or I guess you could say, of bees. Honeybees are different than yellow jackets, obviously. They're a different species, but they can only sting you once. And really, they just want to protect their colony. We'll do one more without But yeah, if you're very allergic, that's one thing. But it's so cool. It really is a neat thing. So another frame with a lot of brood. If you can't find the queen, you can always just look for an egg or a very young larva. Okay, I see a bee doing a funny kind of dance on this one. I wonder if that means something. I'm sure it means something. They're starting to get a little bit louder. I'm going to give them just a couple, and you can see that strange looking comb was mainly on this one right here. That's why there's so many bees on there. Just going to give them a few little, and you can see what that did. It drove them down. Okay, I'll show you what a frame of almost solid brood looks like. It's beautiful. See that, Mallory?
Yeah. Oh, where the bees aren't, I can see it.
Yeah. And then if you look, some of those bees have yellow or orange bumps on their legs. That's the pollen that they're bringing in. That's a beautiful. Good to see the bees multiplying. On this one. Honey's heavier than brood. Come over there. I like to come over. That's a beautiful frame. Look at that. That's beautiful. Now let's do this. Let's get rid of some of this old pollen patty. I think they're done eating it. This frame, that's all honey. They're drawing out that comb, making honey. It's important. We're going to leave them everything. We're not going to take any honey this year. It was a late start for them. They need as much honey to get through the winter as possible. Some of that strange comb that they built, when it breaks open, the honey just drips all down the hive. That's what's happening here. I'm not going to take the last frame out. Nothing on that one. That one's honey. So we're going to work on just closing this one up. Put that down. Just going to use the hive tool and carefully pull them back. I'm going to snug them back this way. Don't go too fast. Let them get out of your way. when you bring these frames together. So I haven't had any really start to attack me. But they are ready for me to be done, I believe. You can just hear them. Now listen to your bees. Right, Mallory?
Yep.
I accidentally knocked off a bunch of bees. Did you see that?
Yep, I think so. I see them all on the ground now.
Now we're just going to go really slow with this. Got to be aware where you step too. Those bees will crawl right up in your pants. That's good there. Now let's get this.
Don't smash any.
We go at an angle. Corners first. And then slowly move to square it up. That way you reduce the number of casualties to a minimum. Let's give them a few more puffs of smoke. See, I've been neglecting the smoker. There we go. See the difference just throwing that oxygen in there makes? So here's a bunch of empty frames. They can start working on here as much as they want before winter. Hopefully they get at least some of it.
And how tall can the frames get?
You can have a hive with multiple boxes. A lot of times I'll like to have 2 hives, 2 boxes like this. These are called the brood chambers. And then you put what's called a queen excluder on there. Oh, I forgot about this. So I'm going to do this without gloves. This thing that's full of bees might be a challenge. Just gonna slowly try to move bees out of my way. So after these 2 boxes, then before the...
You got one on your finger.
Yeah.
Oh.
Before this inner cover, then you would have a queen excluder. It's got gaps in it big enough for the worker bees, these girls, to come up, but they're small enough that the queen bee can't come up and lay any more eggs. So then anything that the bees built, as far as comb, it would only be filled with honey, maybe a little pollen. But that's fine. Okay, we're not going to put that empty box on there because there's no need for it. And this will also help with the insulation. We'll keep that heat in there. It's getting a little colder in the morning, so we're going to go nice and slow. There were some bees on the outside. Give them time to move out of the way. Okay. And then before I go inside, I always check to see if I have any bees on me, like that little girl. I don't want to take her inside with us. And there's bees all around here, so we watch where we step. Try to move around. We never walk in front of the hive. That's going to be it. Oh, she just flew off. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching Solid Rock Farm. We enjoy making these videos. We enjoy sharing our lives with you. And maybe in a month or so, if we have a nice warm day, we'll get back in here, show you how they are stored for the winter. If you like what you see, subscribe to our channel, share it with your friends, hit like. We appreciate any comments, any feedback that you got. Join us next time. Have a great day.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small.